Hey, welcome back to yet another review by Zombill. In today's review, we're going to be taking a look at 5 flavors that come to us by way of Stylinpuffer's Potions. I believe that's the correct name. Yep, Stylinpuffer's Potions. Now, unfortunately, she doesn't have a direct website that you can just throw stuff in a cart and just be on your merry way. However, what I can tell you is that she does have, according to her flavor list, 34 different flavors that you can choose from. Um, Her 30 ml bottles are going to be 15 bucks each. And if you buy 3 or more of those, it drops the cost down to $12.50, and then of course you have to pay for shipping as well. So before I get started, I must point out I did receive these free of charge for purpose of conducting a review, but my opinion of the products will remain true, honest, and accurate as always. Okay, so let's look at these labels here. So you've got the ingredients and the warnings on this here, plus the nickel levels down there at the bottom. Then you have the Stylinpuffer's Potions name up there, along with the name of the liquid. You also have a expiration date and a born on date, plus the danger sign for the nicotine down below the flavor. So this is Watermouth, which we're going to start off with here. And I have Watermouth loaded up in my Thor tank, which I have on my swivel mod. And we're going to fire this at 1.2 ohm dual coil cotton wick coil head, however you want to say that. And we're going to fire this at 5 volts. Very nice. Watermouth is, well, it's like watermelon, and it's got, I think it's got a little something extra in there, like some sort of a spice note. Very refreshing. It's a great, in my opinion, it's a great liquid to break up the monotony of vaping other liquids throughout the day. So the flavor profile on this one, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. Throw hit, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. That's my mild, and the vapor production, I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty. Next, we got almond cluster, and I have almond cluster loaded up in my mini Spartan tank, which has a 0.8 ohm dual. Actually, it's a bottom quad coil. That's right, and this is at 0.8 ohms. And we're going to fire this at 5.5 volts. Yep. Very nice. Very nice. This is like you know those little like chocolate cluster candies you get? It has the almonds in it. That's exactly what this reminds me of. Well, the name kind of, almond cluster. But you definitely can taste. You definitely can taste the chocolate and the almond. So those are your two primary dominant flavors in this one. And I'm going to give this, for the flavor profile, I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. Throw hit, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. That's my mild. And vape production, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. So now we got Paradise. And I have that loaded up in an Arctic tank, which has a .5 ohm vertical coil head in it. And I've got this on my E-Cig version 9, which we're going to fire at 40 watts, which will give us 4.5 volts. This is good. This is one of those all-day vape worthies. And I gotta say, you get an overabundance of creamy pear. Very delicious. Flavor profile on this one, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Throat hit, I'm gonna give it a mile. That's my 6 out of 10. And the vapor production, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. So next we have Puffin Fruit Cereal, which I have loaded up in my Hobo, which I have dual twisted 30 gauge. It's like one of those fancied up coils. And I have that, it comes out to be about 0.4 ohms, and I've got it on my Tesla Invader 1. Now, this here is, I want to say this is really close to Fruit Loops. And the reason why is because Fruit Loops always had a sort of like a really, well, you know, once you got done eating the actual cereal out of it, and then you had that milk that you were left with all the stuff that came off the cereal into the milk, that's what this reminds me of. A very creamy, the leftover of the bowl of Fruit Loops. And the flavor profile on this one, I gotta give this a 9 out of 10. This is very enjoyable. Very all-day vape worthy. Throat hit on this one, I'm going to give that a mild 6 out of 10. And the vapor production, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. And last on the list is Butter Tart, which I have loaded up in my Stylinpuffer 26650, which I have dual quad 32 coil. And what that means is 4 32 gauge pieces of Canthal twisted together. And I had that on my, it comes out to be about 0.37 ohms, and I have it on my Tesla 120 watt box mod. We're going to fire this at 63 watts, which will give us 5 volts. Now, Butter Tart. There was, once upon a time, there was this, it's almost like a candy that you could get from, like, corner stores, old-time convenience stores. Back when I was a kid, you know, growing up in the 80s, you could get this right after it was made, and it would go, I mean, it would fly right out of the canisters. You know, people would buy this up just like that. Very delicious. Very, very delicious. It's definitely all-day vape and all-night vape worthy. I gotta give the flavor profile on this one. I gotta give this one a 10 out of 10. The throw hit on this, Six out of 10, that's my mild. And the vapor production, I gotta give that a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. And there you have it, my peeps. That's 5 from Stylinpuffer's Potions, which you can find on Facebook. And there will be a a link down below in the description box that you can take to get you there. Now, once you're there, private message her, because that's where you'll be able to buy from Stylin herself. So big shout out to you, Stylin, for sending these on to me. Very, very good flavors. I didn't find anything wrong with any of them. Keep up the great work. By the way, my peeps, Stylin is actually based out of Canada. So, got some great Canadian juice here. Hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe to my YouTube. And as always, my peeps and peepettes, happy vaping.